Hello? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you able to hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Should we wait for some more people to join?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, just keep your video off.
Okay, ma'am.
Keep the video off. Let the audio be on for some time. I'll mute you after some time.
Okay.
Are you able to see the screen?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
Ma'am.
Okay, everybody?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Some more people are joining.
Yes. Yes,
I
ma'am.
hope you people were not sleeping.
No, ma'am.
So we have about 30 people now.
Yes, ma'am.
Does everybody in the group, was it shared on the group, the meeting ID?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, I just
Yes.
now told everyone to come soon.
Okay. So should we start?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, ma'am.
Should we start?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Good evening, everyone.
Good
evening.
evening. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am.
How are you all? I hope everybody is good, doing well, and staying at home.
Fine.
Is everybody at home?
I have class.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, thank
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, I want you all to turn off the video by chance if anybody is having the video on. Turn off the video. Is everybody comfortable?
Almost.
I think
Yes,
Divya,
yes, ma'am.
Divya can answer for me. Divya or Dia or Rishikesh. Unmute yourself and answer for
Yes,
me.
ma'am. Am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible, Rishikesh.
Yes, ma'am.
I hope everybody is comfortable. Okay.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
assume everybody is. Okay. It's nice to hear and see you all after such a long time.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
hope everybody is doing well. And all of you are staying indoors.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Am I audible? Is the sound quality good?
Yes, ma'am. It's good.
Sound
Yeah,
is
yes,
good?
ma'am.
Rishikesh, you can just ask on your group by texting if the sound quality is good.
Okay, ma'am.
All right, I'm going to start the class now.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you remember where we had stopped last time? We had stopped at remote procedure calls. And we were learning about the internet and the protocols used in the internet. So we were basically learning about internet transport protocols. That is in the internet layer of the TCP/IP reference model. Two important protocols are used. One is UDP, that is user datagram protocol, which we have already learned. And one more is TCP, which we will learn very shortly. Okay. So in the previous class, we had learned about UDP. We learned what is meant by remote procedure calls, particularly for executing certain procedures, certain subroutines from the server or present on the server and allow the result to be there back on the client. Okay. So client server architecture and remote procedure call is what we had learned.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. I hope I'm audible and everybody is able to hear me.
Yeah, ma'am, they're able to hear and
Good,
it's
good.
perfectly audible.
Good, good, good. Okay. Now we are going to learn about this particular protocol today. I wish to engage this class maybe for half an hour or so. We will try to finish it within that period because today is going to be some sort of a trial. If everything goes well, then maybe we can cover more in the remaining classes. Okay. So we will be learning about real-time protocol. Now this protocol is also a part of that is commonly used in the TCP/IP reference model. Now you have to remember the 4 layers of the TCP/IP reference model. Bottommost layer is host to network layer. Then you have internet layer. Then you have transport layer, and topmost layer is the application layer, right? So there can be many applications running there. So we will try to know what is this real-time protocol. All right. Now, what do you mean by the term real-time? Or what is meant by real-time applications? If there are certain applications which support the process as and how it is happening, then such applications we call them as real-time applications. That is actual time during which a process occurs immediately. If the response is going to the other end without taking much time, then it will be called as a real-time application. For example, internet video or video conferencing. Right now, the application that we are using, Zoom, is an example of real-time application. Why it is real-time? Because as and how I'm speaking, you're able to hear it immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah, that means as and how a process is happening, immediately it is being conveyed. Immediately it is reaching the other end. Such applications, for example, you can see on the slide, I have put a picture there of telemedicine. Can you see doctors interacting with each other and sharing their information? So even if a doctor is at a remote
Yes.
place, an expert who is at a remote place, he can't assist by going physically there. He can very well connect via internet. Maybe a video conference can happen and audio conferencing can happen, and he can share his knowledge. So all these applications where which are real-time applications where your as and how the process is happening, it needs to be conveyed to the other end. All these internet telephony, internet video, audio conferencing, or video on demand, all are examples of the real-time applications. Now, for such real-time applications, we require a protocol. Okay, so such a protocol, we call it as RTP, real-time protocol. RTP is an example of the application layer protocol. Now, do you remember there are 4 layers? And the topmost layer is the application layer. So in that application layer, you're going to find this protocol working, which supports multiple applications like internet video or video conferencing. And these applications are working using RTP. So RTP is application layer protocol, and it interacts with a lower layer, that is the transport layer. There it is going to make use of UDP rather than TCP. We have 2 protocols there, TCP and UDP. So RTP works using UDP. RTP works using user datagram protocol. User datagram protocol is a connectionless protocol. Okay. Now I'm changing slide. I hope everybody is able to see the change. Shikesh?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, good. So we must understand that multimedia applications consist of multiple streams or multiple types of data. Your data could be of type audio, it could be video, text, or it could be a combination of that. Animation could be there. So your multimedia elements are of different types. Your sources could be different from where the data is coming. They need to be put together and then it has to be sent as one stream. Such applications, we call them as multimedia applications, and most of the multimedia applications are supported by RTP, that is real-time protocol. Okay, now let's have a look at how the real-time protocol works. Have a look at the image, the figure A. If you are able to see this figure now with 4 layers.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah,
Yes.
Ethernet is shown as the bottommost. Above that is IP, above that is UDP. Then you have multimedia application. You must understand the lower 3 layers are the layers which are part of the operating system. Okay, and the upper layer where it is written multimedia applications, that is nothing but the application layer. So your the maybe video conferencing or maybe a Zoom app could be present as a part of the application layer. It's a multimedia application. It will work using RTP. So can you see the uppermost layer? There are there's a dotted line there which says the multimedia application is able to
And
interact
RTP.
with RTP. RTP in turn has got a socket interface just like TCP, and which in turn makes use of UDP, in turn makes use of IP. Over the network, it is sent to the other end. So how do they work? The multimedia applications, when they have streams of data, they are going to work with by making use of. They are going to work by making use of RTP. Okay, which in turn interacts with the socket interface. Basically, to interact with the user datagram protocol. Now, these are real-time applications. There's no time to set up a connection. So TCP is not going to be used. UDP is going to be used. So there's a RTP library, okay, which in turn, which will take the data from the multimedia application, send it to UDP. UDP will attach its own header, then send it to IP as the data comes down over the layers through the Ethernet and then to the destination. Now have a look at the figure B. Can you observe your data
Yes, ma'am.
RTP payload is at the core, innermost. Okay, and RTP payload is nothing but your data, multimedia data, could be audio, could be video, could be anything. Okay, this is it. All right, and there's a RTP header there, which is going to be attached to your data. After that data is sent to UDP, the whole thing, that is the RTP payload and the header together, the actual data and the header, is then encapsulated inside the UDP header. Okay, and over the UDP header onto the, when it is given to IP, the whole thing, that is RTP payload header, UDP header, is encapsulated inside the IP header. We have learned the IP header. After that, it is, the next header that is attached is the Ethernet header. So you know that the host to network layer is there, and the host to network layer is allowing you to transfer the data over the network. So suppose you have used Ethernet, over the Ethernet, it will allow you to transmit. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll go to the next slide. Just a moment. Okay, now we have this particular, I want you to have a look at, just 1 second. Let me erase this. I want you to have a look at the header that we saw just now of the real-time protocol. I'll go back to the previous slide. Yeah, you all can see here your RTP data is to that what is attached is the RTP header. So we should be knowing what is present in that header. Usually header contains control information that is required for you to transfer the data from the source to the destination. So we'll quickly have a look at all the fields. Now I want you to observe here. Yeah, I want you to observe here that there are 3 words, the first row, second row, and the third row. Are you able to observe? Can you see the 3 rows?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So all these 3 rows
Yes.
are the fixed part of the header. And every row, what we call as a word, is of 32 bits. Can you observe this side now? Every word is of 32 bits. So like that, how many rows do we have? We have got 3 rows and they are fixed length. The remaining part, what you have here, can you see this part? This means variable length. Okay, so this is optional. And below that, the contributing source identifier, that is also optional. But the first 3 rows, which is 32 bits words, we will try to have a look at them. Okay. Now the first field that is there is called as the version field, and it is used to denote, it is used to indicate the current version of real-time protocol. 2 bits are used for that. Okay. The next field, we call it, it is indicated by the word P there. It is used to indicate padding. Padding in the sense, suppose by chance your real-time protocol packet is made up of bytes which are multiples of 4, then to keep up with the multiples of 4, that padding bit is used. Let us take one example. Imagine our data is of 400 bytes. Now 400 means multiple of 4, isn't it? Suppose by chance our data, actual data is made up of 396 bytes or maybe bits. Okay, that means we are short 395 bits. That means we are short of 6 bits or 5 bits rather. Yeah, so those 5 bits are padded. Those 5 bits are padded in the sense zeros are appended there to make it 400 bits, or maybe 1 0 could be appended to make it 396 bits because it is a multiple of 4. So P is used to indicate padding, and if at all your data is going to be multiples of 4, then P bit will indicate whether your data is padded or not. The next field that we have, we call it as X, and it stands for extension. It is a single bit field which indicates whether extension header is present or not. Extension header means what? You can see these 3 field fixed words. Okay, can you see the first 3 rows? And then
Yes,
the
ma'am.
remaining part, which is variable length, whether that variable length is present or not, you will come to know by looking at this field. If the variable length is present, then X will be set to 1. Otherwise, it will be set to 0. Then you have the next 4 bits, which is called as CC. CC stands for contributing sources. In order to indicate how many contributing sources are there. Now, contributing sources means what? Your data may be having multiple sources, like it may be having text, it may be having audio, it may be having video, and from where they are coming. How many such contributing forces are there, that you can specify with the help of this field, which is called a CC field. Okay, the value can be anywhere between 0 to 15. Then you have the next field, which is called as M. M stands for marker. It is a single bit field, and if at all we want to mark the start of a video or audio that particular packet is having, then we can make use of the M bit. Then we have payload field, payload type. which indicates which encrypting algorithm is used. Encrypting algorithm in the sense where MP3 is used, MP4 is used to store that data in that packet. That is indicated with the help of payload type. Okay. Then we have remaining 16 bits which indicate the sequence number. That is as and how the streams of bytes come. The packet number is indicated with the help of sequence number. Then you have 32-bit field which is called as timestamp. Okay. Now this timestamp field is used to indicate the timing for that packet. Every packet of data will be provided with the time when it was transmitted. Now this timestamp is very important to reduce the timing jitter. Jitter means delay. I have given you a number of time examples that suppose the audio comes first, the video comes later, or vice versa. Then there's not going to be any sync. So to avoid that, we make use of the timestamp. It will reduce the jitter. Then you have synchronization source identifier, which will indicate, if at all this is a packet belonging to a stream, to which stream does it belong? That is indicated with the help of synchronizing source identifier. Okay. Then you have a extension part which is variable length and which is optional. And lastly, you have this contributing source identifier, which is this field is used when mixers are present. That is, mixer is a synchronizing source, and streams being mixed are listed in this field. Means if there are multiple streams, if there are multiple sources of data, which is the source which is putting it together, that is indicated with the help of this field, which is called as contributing source identifier. Okay. So this is about real-time protocol. I hope I was able to give you at least a little bit about what we had to learn in real-time protocol. I hope I was clear to a certain extent. I will unmute you all. If you people have any doubts, I could clarify them now. Just wait for 1 second.
Ma'am, please continue.
All of you, I hope all of you were listening to my lecture and not talking about yourselves.
No, we are listening. Continue, ma'am.
You're confused?
No, we are listening, ma'am. Please continue. We are getting interest in this.
Yeah, you are getting Purjit, is it? Okay. I hope I was able to convey at least little bit about real-time protocol.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
You all can talk now.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
unmuted you.
Yeah.
Were you able to hear me?
In class, we.
This is a better class, is it?
We are getting it.
Yes,
Did you
ma'am.
understand?
It is getting interested, ma'am. So,
It is interesting.
ತಿಳಿವತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ಮಕ್ಕರು ಮರೆಯ
ತಿಳಿವಲ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಮಾರಾಯ. I don't know to what extent I have been successful. I have unmuted you, so don't talk anything rubbish. You will get back all that once the class. Okay. Okay. Now listen. If you have any doubts, you can ask me now. I think we still have about 2 to 3 minutes. Is everybody okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Should we continue with TCP in the next class?
Continue now.
Should we continue in the next class with TCP if RTP is clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
We can continue teaching.
We are going to stop here. I will let you know most probably tomorrow at 4:30. I'm going to engage the class once again, and we'll continue with the remaining part. Now, even if certain things are not clear, because maybe audio may not be clear sometime, even if that is the case, don't worry. I will clear all your doubts once the college starts. Okay? Yeah, so once the college starts, I'm going to clear it. But by that time, let us at least,
Yes, ma'am.
whatever possible, let us try to learn. Okay? I'm going to stop now.
Yes, ma'am.
I hope you will read tomorrow and meet me again during for the next class. I'll let you know the timing. Just keep indoors, stay safe, and take care of yourselves. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye. Bye.